Um, I feel that sex before marriage um, depends on your religion. I feel like if you're not a Christian, then um, I guess I guess it doesn't matter. But I mean, I feel like it's gonna happen regardless. Especially the era we live in now. I feel like a lot of people do it before marriage, even Christians. So I mean, yeah, I guess it have changed since I was younger because when I was younger, I mean, I guess that's what a lot of people was taught. That's what a lot of people went by, but I'm not really sure if it's still like that today. So I mean, I'm not really sure how to feel about that situation, but I really don't think it matters because like once you get married, it's like a whole nother life. You know what I'm saying? That's I feel like dating has changed a lot since I was younger. More respectful wise, like a lot of people bringing people to their house. Not back then it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? People parents didn't let kids bring their girlfriend or boyfriends to the house. So I feel like dating is a lot different and it got like way more serious. A lot of more younger people having babies and just relationships are way different than it is than they used to be anyway. But I mean, I guess it can kind of be a good thing and a bad thing. But I guess it just depends on how the situation becomes and how it comes out at the end of the day. For me, this might sound weird. None of my friendships are changed. I've been around the same people majority my whole life dealing with sports. All my friends play either basketball or football, so that's how we really met each other and grew together. So I feel like nothing much has changed. I mean, yeah, I lost a couple friends, but really they weren't really my friends, like to say, because I know we was just cool, I guess, through high school or whatever. But my true friends, we've been friends since we was little, since I could remember. So I feel like nothing much has changed. I don't really agree with divorce because I mean I guess that's a phase of marriage, but at the same time, that's why I feel like people should be really, really into the marriage deal and know who they are marrying and really trust the other person. So when you get into a marriage, everything will be fine and everything will be subtle and you have a great family together here. And that deals with ways of having a successful marriage. I feel like you gotta have trust, love, not just love when everything is going good, but love through the tough times. You gotta be able to depend on one another. And I feel like your marriage should last forever.
How you guys doing? I'm Juwan Morgan. I'm here to talk to you guys about relationships, like what guys want in a relationship and what women want in a relationship, and what it takes to have and sustain a successful relationship. What a couple things off top for men. Men just want to be men. They like to watch football, drink beer, go hang out with the boys. As a woman, I feel as though you guys want to be women. You know what I'm saying? You guys have times that you just want to be with your friends, you want to be alone. So, you know what I'm saying? We give you guys your space, and men should have their space too. Another thing is, um, do stuff with your partner. Like, go out, go to the beach, uh, go out to eat, like, do fun things. Like, in a relationship, you guys have to be active, like, have fun, do things. So you're not constantly doing the same thing because, like, repetition, it gets boring. Everybody knows that. Um, some other things, um, cooking. Men love a woman that can cook. They love coming home after a hard day at work and cooking. Not saying that men shouldn't cook for their wives too, because it should be a balance of both. But I feel like men, men in general, they love to come home. When they walk in the door, they see their wife cooking, they see their kids, and they're just like, "Yes, I get to eat." Because one person doesn't like eating. I mean, eating is great. It makes everyone happy. insecurities. Women are very insecure. They believe that men can't have women as friends, as just only friends. They believe that there's always something more than men just being friends with women. And I've, me personally, I have many female friends that I've never had any type of relationship with, and like we've been friends for years. Like nothing has ever gone wrong. So I believe that men can have female friends. You just have to set that boundary, you know what I'm saying? You just have to have that respect. And women, even though they don't understand it and they don't want to understand it, it's something that they have to just accept because they always want to have friends of the opposite sex. They always want to, because most females they say, "Oh, I don't like hanging around girls because girls start a lot of drama." Okay, and I don't want to hang around a lot of boys. I can say, "Oh, I don't like hanging around a lot of boys because that'll make me seem gay. I like hanging around girls." So there's a double standard there, but I feel that like women shouldn't be so insecure and they should establish a trust. I believe that if you're insecure, then you don't trust your significant other. There's no reason that a woman shouldn't trust her significant other or a man shouldn't trust his significant other because in the beginning of a relationship you have to establish the most important thing and that's trust. You have to be able to go out and do things, interact with other people without always thinking this person I'm gonna have a relationship with this person. Business is business. Never mix business and pleasure. That's a very standard rule. Um, Now I'm gonna show you guys a quick video. Someone giving their views on relationship and marriages.
I think my idea of marriage is a little different.
Okay, you got time to explain it. Go ahead.
Than everybody's idea. I think marriage is more of an understanding between two people rather than what society has painted it to be. And the reason I say that is because if we look at history, or if we even base it on where we're from and the fact that we're not even supposed to be here, we wouldn't. The idea of marriage would be completely different.
It'd be polygamy.
It would be completely polygamy. Listen, we have not changed since the beginning of time. The things that ail us, the thing that we always fall short, it hasn't changed. And women always pretend like they don't know, and we always act like we're not doing it.
So you think women are meant to be monogamous?
Completely.
And men aren't?
Completely.
History shows us this.
What? History shows a lot of different things that have evolved and changed.
History shows that women
and
have
has this changed?
At all. Not at all.
In some instances, you know what I think?
In some instance, in what instance? Give me
I
one.
think that when a man is ready to settle down, when he's gone through a whole lot of BS.
When he's 80 years old.
Not that old, but, you know, it gets very exhausting, draining mentally and all of that. Running around after different women.
Donald Sterling, 90 years old and still out here banging them all down.
And spending your money and
But it's not necessarily about that. It's about the idea of having the choice. Here's the thing what women don't really understand about men. If women were understanding of what a man is more likely to just chill on it. Just the fact that he has the option is just like, okay, you know, he's not even going to even press the issue because it's no longer about proving anything. We have an understanding. If something happens on the outskirts, I'm going to be respectable. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of. Your feet will never touch the ground. These issues will never meet you at your front door.
And a lot of times that doesn't happen like that. A lot of times you do that, and then the woman gets disrespectful that you stepped out with, and now you done cause all kinds of problems.
And that's reckless. And that's reckless. And you need to control
your hoes.
There it is.
But you can't predict what a woman is going to do. Like you said, we are very emotional.
You need to control
your hoes.
Listen, what you do, fellas, is you keep pretending you something you're not.
You get a frying pan in your forehead.
That's harder than just being your natural self.
Absolutely. You keep on stressing yourself out, trying to lie and cover up more lies and put numbers in under Walmart and all these different things. You keep on doing that.
But does it make you nervous that you could lose a great thing because now you done went out and did something that, you know, would hurt her feelings?
Like I said, it's about an understanding. And as long as two people can understand and make their own rules, relationships are about the individual.
Could you be with a woman who stepped out with somebody else?
No.
It's all emotional.
They always cheat for emotional efficiency.
And if you know that
I'm very reasonable.
Okay.
I just want us to all to stop pretending.
Okay.
We've learned too much over these 20-something, 30-something years to be acting like we don't know what's happening out here.
Very true.
All right.
Also, here's another quick video on a more extended and a more in-depth version, and you get a female's perspective also.
let's face it, relationships aren't always easy. So what do you do when love just isn't enough? Here to help us sort it all out, he's a successful executive, minister, and relationship guru. Please welcome Mr. Devon Franklin.
Yes!
Devon, welcome to The Real.
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
really
no, our
blessed to be
pleasure.
here.
Now tell me, because she needs to know this. How did you become a relationship expert?
You know, I believe that in order to have a successful life, you have to have a successful relationship.
Absolutely.
And so many people overlook dating and relationships, but the person you end up with determines ultimately the fate of your life.
That
so
is
I
so
really,
true.
Right?
Wow. So true.
So I really wanted to help people get health in their relationship as a way to have a healthy life. And I'm working on my first relationship book with my wife, which will be out this year. So really, really excited about that.
And your wife is?
Megan Good.
She's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You guys always look like you're so in love. How do you keep it fresh and exciting?
You know, you can't take anything for granted.
Right.
You know, marriage is just the starting line for a great relationship. And so many people think, oh, I'm married, it's over.
Lies.
No, the journey just began.
Yes.
And the person you married changes every day. So you have to practice. Amen. I see. You're like, hallelujah.
You're taking her to church.
You have to never take your spouse for granted and never let it get old and stale by always checking in, always making sure that they're available and that you're available for them.
Right?
Well, Devon, we know that you are full of advice. So what we did was we had some of our audience members fill out a little questionnaire before the show, and we picked a few questions for you to answer. So is that cool with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Our first question is from Sean and Elise.
Right.
Stand
there.
up,
Hey,
please.
guys.
Oh, they've been dating for about a year now and keep hearing how things are all going downhill after the honeymoon phase. How do they avoid that?
Good question.
Hey, a year. I mean, so you're literally just getting into it. You have found love with the person next to you. It's going to get better if you allow it and work on it getting better. Here's one of the key things. One of us has an expectation of the other that we have not communicated. And then we hold them hostage to an uncommunicated expectation. We get upset with them.
So mad.
Right?
Oh, sorry.
And then we treat them based upon something that they never had an opportunity to respond to. You get that?
We've got another one. We have Aisha and Spencer, who've been together for 7 years. Stand up. All right, so Devon, they wrote to us and said, we are approaching our 7th year of marriage, and we are concerned about that itch that people talk about. You know, how you grow bored in the marriage because everything becomes routine, even the sex. Is this itch real? And if so, how can we control it?
Okay, right on. See, here's what I believe. I mean, in the Bible, 7 is the biblical number of perfection. So I don't believe in this 7-year itch. You can start itching a week into marriage, okay? The itch can happen whenever, all right?
That is true.
Part of what happens, you know, is when you get into a marriage, you have to work against routine. Because when you are in a routine, you get bored. Think about working out, right? The same with the marriage. You cannot just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and thinking it's going to work. And also try some different stuff. If the sex is getting the same in your marriage, how about go shopping for lingerie together? Okay? Right. Come on. Seriously. Like, do things to keep it spicy and interesting, and you will rediscover love doesn't get stale. It gets better after the 7 years. I think you're in for a great situation where your marriage is going to be better than it has ever been.
Yes. What do you guys
fresh
think
and
about
alive.
that? I love that.
It's time to go lingerie shopping. What do you think?
Oh!
You want to put the lingerie on so I can take it off?
Well, thanks to all of our couples and Devon.
Thank you
so much for your advice. It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So those last 2 clips were just to go a little bit more in depth on the topic and explain the topic a little bit more thoroughly. So, in all, I believe that for a successful relationship, you need to have acceptance, loyalty, mutual respect, have great sex, and have a mental and a physical attraction to an individual.